The fluorescent lights buzzed like angry hornets above us, casting harsh shadows on the thin beige curtain that barely shielded us from the world outside. Jordan's breath was hot against my neck, his fingers trembling as they traced the line of my jaw. And in that split second, everything I thought I knew about our friendship shattered like glass under his lips pressing urgently against mine. I froze, heart slamming against my ribs, because this wasn't a joke or a dare. This was my best friend, the one who'd seen me through every breakdown, crossing a line I never dreamed we'd touch. And God help me, I didn't pull away. We'd been inseparable since freshman year at the University of Washington, Alex Thompson and Jordan Reyes, two lost souls navigating the relentless drizzle of Seattle like it was our personal metaphor for life. Endless, gray, but somehow beautiful in its persistence. I was the quiet one, buried in graphic design classes and late-night sketches. My world a safe bubble of hoodies and headphones. Jordan, with his easy laugh and soccer-honed grace, lit up every room he entered, drawing people in like moths to his flame. He was the extrovert to my introvert, the spark to my smolder, and over 4 years we'd built a rhythm. Friday night tacos at the food truck on Capitol Hill, binge-watching sci-fi marathons in my cramped off-campus apartment, and those deep, wandering conversations that stretched into dawn about dreams we were too scared to chase. He knew my insecurities, the way my parents' divorce had left me terrified of abandonment, how I'd fumble through dates with girls that felt scripted and hollow. And I knew his shadows, the pressure from his tight-knit Mexican-American family in Tacoma to be the golden son, the straight-A athlete who never faltered, hiding the cracks where doubts seeped in about who he really was. That rainy October afternoon, we ditched our afternoon lectures for a spontaneous mall run in downtown Seattle, laughing about how Jordan needed a new jacket for the upcoming soccer season kickoff. The Pacific Place Mall was a glittering escape from the downpour, all polished marble floors and the scent of fresh pretzels mingling with expensive cologne. We wandered into this indie menswear shop on the 3rd floor, the kind with vintage rock posters on the walls and a playlist of the Smiths humming softly overhead. Jordan, ever the impulse buyer, grabbed a stack of button-downs and flannels, shoving me toward the fitting rooms with a grin. Come on, Alex, play wingman. Tell me if I look like a lumberjack or a hipster. I rolled my eyes but followed, squeezing into the cramped space beside him, the curtain rod creaking under our combined weight. The room was tiny, mirrors on 3 sides reflecting our closeness infinitely, like we were trapped in our own private universe. He stripped off his damp hoodie first, revealing the lean muscles of his shoulders, skin glowing under the warm vanity bulbs. I'd seen him like this 100 times, locker rooms after games, summer beach trips to Alki Beach. But today, something felt charged, the air thick with the unspoken weight of senior year looming, post-graduation uncertainties gnawing at us both. He tried on the first shirt, a deep navy that hugged his frame just right, turning to me with that playful smirk. Rate it 1 to 10. Be honest, or I'll make you model the next one. I chuckled, leaning against the wall, but my eyes lingered a beat too long on the way the fabric stretched across his chest. We'd joked about crushes before, shared stories of awkward hookups, but lately, his glances had held something heavier, questions I pretended not to notice. Solid 8, I said, voice steadier than I felt. Needs pants to commit. He laughed, that rich, rumbling sound that always loosened the knot in my gut, and reached for the next item. A fitted black tee that whispered against his skin as he pulled it over his head. Our arms brushed in the tight space, and I caught a whiff of his cologne, cedar and citrus, familiar yet suddenly intoxicating. Your turn, he teased, tossing a random sweater my way. Can't have you hiding in that ratty old thing forever. Reluctantly, I shrugged off my flannel, the cool air raising goosebumps on my arms. Jordan's eyes flicked over me, not mocking, but appraising, like he was seeing me for the first time. The silence stretched, broken only by the distant chatter of shoppers. Then, without warning, he stepped closer, his hand coming up to adjust the collar of the sweater I'd half pulled on. You look good, Alex, he murmured, voice low, almost reverent. His fingers lingered at the nape of my neck, thumb grazing the sensitive skin there, and time stuttered. I should have laughed it off, stepped back, cracked a joke about bromance boundaries. But his touch ignited something dormant, a spark I'd buried under layers of denial. Our eyes locked in the mirror's reflection, his hazel depths stormy with fear and fire, and before I could process it, he closed the gap. His lips crashed into mine, not tentative but desperate, like he'd been holding back a tidal wave. My brain short-circuited. This was Jordan, my Jordan, tasting of spearmint gum and secrets, his body pressing flush against mine in the confined space. Panic and exhilaration warred in my chest as I kissed him back, hands fisting his shirt, the world narrowing to the heat of his mouth, the way he sighed into me like I'd just unlocked a door he'd long thought sealed. It lasted seconds, maybe a minute, but it felt eternal, until the curtain rustled, a sales associate's voice calling out cheerfully, "Everything fitting okay in there?" We sprang apart, breathless, faces flushed. Jordan's eyes were wide, apology and terror mingling as he wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. Shit, Alex, I'm sorry. I don't know what. He grabbed his hoodie, bolting from the room without another word, leaving me staring at my disheveled reflection, lips swollen, heart in freefall. I stumbled out after him, the mall's bright lights assaulting my senses like a slap. He was at the exit, shoulders hunched against the rain, pretending to check his phone. "Jordan, wait." My voice cracked, drawing stares from passersby. He turned, rain already darkening his hair, expression guarded. "That wasn't nothing," I pressed, stepping under the awning. "You can't just do that and run." He raked a hand through his curls, water dripping from the ends. "What do you want me to say? That I've been lying to myself for years? That every time I look at you, I feel like I'm drowning?" His voice broke on the last word, raw and exposed. Seattle's relentless downpour mirrored the storm inside me, thunder rumbling distant over Puget Sound. We drove back in silence, the windshield wipers slashing rhythmically, my mind replaying the kiss on loop, the softness of his lips, the urgency of his grip. My apartment felt too small when we arrived, the walls closing in as we kicked off wet shoes in the entryway. Jordan hovered by the kitchen counter, avoiding my gaze, while I busied myself with tea, anything to steady my shaking hands. "Talk to me," I finally said, sliding a mug his way. The steam curled between us like a fragile barrier. He took a sip, wincing at the heat. "It's not fair to you, Alex. You're straight, or at least I thought you were. And me, God, my family would disown me if they knew. Abuela's already planning my wedding to some nice girl from church." His laugh was bitter, eyes glistening. I wanted to reach for him, to erase the pain etched in his features, but fear rooted me to the spot. That kiss, it wasn't planned, but it's been building. Every late night, every stupid inside joke. You're the only one who sees me, really sees me. The confession hung heavy, pulling at the threads of our friendship. I thought of all the times I'd envied his confidence, the ease with which he navigated life, while I hid behind sketches and sarcasm. "I don't know what I am," I admitted, voice barely above a whisper. But that, in there, it felt right. Scary as hell, but right. His head snapped up, hope flickering in his eyes, and for a moment, the room felt warmer, charged with possibility. That night, we couldn't sleep. Curled on the couch under a threadbare blanket, we talked until the sky lightened, about the crushes we'd ignored, the societal scripts we'd followed blindly. Jordan shared stories from high school, the isolation of realizing his feelings for the quarterback weren't just admiration. I confessed the emptiness of my last relationship with Sarah, how her touch never ignited what his had in seconds. Dawn painted the room gold, and as he leaned his head on my shoulder, exhaustion claiming us, I realized this was the hook we'd both been dangling from, the terrifying thrill of truth. But truth has teeth. The next week blurred into a haze of stolen glances in lecture halls and tentative texts. Coffee, after class, each one laced with electric undercurrents. Soccer practice kept Jordan away, but he'd show up at my door with greasy takeout from Ivar's, eyes searching mine for reassurance. Our first real date, if that's what it was, happened on a crisp Saturday, wandering Pike Place Market under clearing skies. We shared salmon chowder from a stall, shoulders brushing as we watched fishmongers hurl their catch. The market's chaos, a perfect cover for our whispered confessions. "You're braver than you think," I told him, lacing our fingers under the table at Corner Cafe, the risk of it making my pulse race. He squeezed back, thumb stroking my knuckle. "Only because of you. You made me want to fight for this." Romance bloomed in those stolen moments. A brush of lips in the shadow of the Ferris wheel at the Seattle Center, his hand warm in mine during a midnight hike up Discovery Park, the city lights twinkling below like fallen stars. Yet tension simmered beneath the sweetness. Jordan's phone buzzed constantly, calls from his mom, probing questions about that friend Alex from his sister. My own doubts crept in during quiet hours. What if this ruined us? What if I couldn't love him the way he deserved? The fitting room lingered like a ghost, a touch I couldn't forget, fueling dreams that left me waking hard and aching for more. It all unraveled 2 weeks later, at a house party on Frat Row. The air was thick with beer and bass-heavy music, bodies packed into a Victorian off-campus rental. Jordan and I had agreed to keep it low-key. No PDA, just bros hanging out. But as the night wore on, shots flowing freely, I watched him across the room, laughing with teammates, his ease a mask I now saw through. Jealousy twisted in my gut when a girl draped herself over him, her hand on his arm, and he played along, shooting me apologetic glances. I slipped outside for air, the cool night wrapping around me like a warning. Footsteps followed, and there he was, pulling me into the shadows of the porch. "Hey, you okay?" His concern melted the ice in my chest. Before I could answer, he kissed me, fierce, claiming, right there under the string lights. No one saw, but the recklessness of it thrilled and terrified. Back inside, the mood shifted. Whispers started. Someone had glimpsed us, a blurry photo circulating in the group chat. Jordan's phone lit up with notifications, his face paling as he read. "It's out," he muttered, shoving it away. Panic clawed at me. "We can deny it. Say it's fake." But denial wasn't in him anymore. "No, Alex. I'm done hiding." His voice trembled with resolve. The party cleared out awkwardly, friends avoiding our eyes, and we drove home in a silence heavier than the rain. The fallout hit like a freight train. Jordan's coach pulled him aside Monday, concerned about distractions. Texts from mutual friends ranged from supportive emojis to outright ghosting. Worse was the call from his father, voice booming through the speaker on speakerphone. "What is this nonsense? You're throwing away everything for some phase." Jordan's eyes filled with tears he wouldn't let fall, ending the call with a choked, "I love you, Dad, but this is who I am." I held him that night, his body shaking against mine, the weight of rejection crushing. "We'll get through it," I whispered, kissing his temple, meaning every word. But doubt gnawed. Was I strong enough for this fight? As November deepened, so did our bond. We carved out safe spaces, quiet dinners at a hole-in-the-wall taqueria in the International District, where Jordan taught me to roll perfect tamales, his laughter chasing shadows. Romance wove through the pain. Slow dances in my living room to Bon Iver, his head on my chest, heartbeats syncing with mine. Intimacy grew tentative at first, exploring touches in the dark, learning the map of each other's skin. That first night, we went further, bodies entwining under rumpled sheets. It was reverent healing. His touch erased the world's cruelty, reminding me why we'd crossed that line. Yet external pressures mounted. Protests erupted on campus after a conservative group distributed flyers decrying LGBT agenda, our names subtly implied. Jordan's family issued an ultimatum: come home for Thanksgiving alone, or don't come at all. He chose us, packing a bag for my place instead, but the isolation wore on him, his smiles forced, energy dimmed. The climax came mid-December at the soccer banquet. Jordan had fought to stay on the team, but the air crackled with tension. Midway through speeches, a teammate stood, microphone in hand, to Jordan, "Hope you're happy playing for the other team now." Laughter rippled, cruel and cutting. Jordan froze, fork clattering to his plate, then rose, voice steady despite the quake. "Yeah, I am. Happier than I've ever been. And if that bothers you, look in the mirror." The room erupted, cheers from allies, boos from others. I stood too, hand finding his under the table, solidarity in the squeeze. We walked out together, into the biting wind, his arm around my shoulders. "That was badass," I said, pride swelling. He pulled me close against the car. "Couldn't have done it without you. You're my anchor, Alex." Holiday lights twinkled as we drove, Seattle's magic reclaiming us. Back home, wrapped in each other, we made love with a fierceness born of survival. Slow builds to shattering releases, whispers of forever amid gasps. Spring brought renewal. Jordan's family softened, a tentative call from his sister bridging the gap. "We miss you. Both of you." My parents, visiting from Portland, met him over brunch, their embrace awkward but genuine. "As long as he makes you smile," Mom said, eyes misty. Graduation dawned bright, caps tossed under cerulean skies. We stood on the quad, diplomas in hand, his arm around my waist unapologetically. "What's next?" I asked, heartful. "Us," he replied, kissing me softly, "wherever that takes us." In the end, that unthinkable moment in the fitting room wasn't a fracture, it was the forge. It tempered our friendship into something unbreakable, teaching us that love, in all its messy glory, demands courage. And in each other's touch, we found not just passion, but home, a reminder that the most profound connections bloom from the risks we dare to take. The summer after graduation unfolded like a dream we were afraid to wake from. Jordan and I navigating the uncharted waters of post-college life in a cramped studio apartment overlooking Lake Union. The city hummed below us, kayakers dotting the water, seaplanes slicing the sky, but our world shrank to the rhythm of job hunts and lazy mornings tangled in sheets. Jordan landed a coaching gig at a youth soccer league in Bellevue, his passion reigniting as he mentored kids with the same fire that had drawn me to him. I freelanced graphic designs for local startups, my portfolio blooming with pieces inspired by him. Abstract swirls of blue and gold capturing the storm of our first kiss. But beneath the idle, fissures lingered. Nightmares woke Jordan some nights, reliving his father's disappointed voice, leaving him curled against me, breath ragged. "What if they never accept us?" he'd murmur into the dark, my reassurances a balm that soothed but didn't erase. My own insecurities surfaced too. The fear that my bisexuality, newly acknowledged, made me unreliable, a half measure in a world demanding full commitment. We'd argue in hushed tones over takeout containers, words sharp as broken glass. "You think I'm ashamed?" he'd snap, eyes flashing. "I quit hiding for you," I counter with. "Then why do you flinch when your mom calls?" But Dawn always brought apologies, hands seeking forgiveness in familiar curves, reaffirming what words couldn't. One sticky July evening, we escaped the heat at Golden Gardens Park, spreading a picnic blanket on the sand as the sun dipped toward the Olympics. The sound lapped gently, fairy horns echoing like distant calls. Jordan fed me strawberries from a Tupperware, juice staining his fingers pink, his laughter light as he wiped it on my thigh. "Remember that time in the fitting room?" he said suddenly, voice teasing but eyes serious. I thought I'd ruined everything. I pulled him down beside me, sand gritty between us. "You saved it." Us. Our kiss tasted of summer, sweet, unhurried, deepening as twilight deepened. Hands roamed freely here, away from prying eyes, his shirt discarded to reveal the constellation of freckles across his chest. We made love under the stars, bodies arching in sync, the universe bearing witness to our quiet vows. Yet drama shadowed our bliss. Jordan's sister, Maria, visited unannounced, her knock startling us mid-dinner. She hugged him fiercely, then turned to me with a shrewd smile. "So, you're the one who stole my brother's heart." Over wine on the balcony, she shared family updates. Abuela's health scare, a cousin's wedding, but her eyes held questions. Later, alone with Jordan, she pulled him aside. "Dad's coming around, but slowly. He wants to meet Alex. Properly." Jordan's face lit with cautious hope, but doubt lingered. What if he hates him? Hates me more? I overheard, heart twisting. That night, as Jordan slept, I slipped out to the fire escape, staring at the city lights, wondering if love could bridge such chasms. He found me there, wrapping a blanket around my shoulders. "Hey, we're in this together," he whispered, chin resting on my shoulder. No turning back. August brought a curveball, an invitation to my high school reunion in Portland. I dreaded it. Echoes of my awkward teen years, the girl who'd broken my heart senior year. Jordan insisted on coming, his presence a shield. The event was at a vineyard outside town, fairy lights strung through grapevines, old classmates mingling with forced cheer. Whispers followed us. "Is that Alex's boyfriend?" "Sarah, my ex, cornered me by the bar," her smile brittle. "Didn't peg you for this. Happy for you, though." Her words stung, a reminder of paths not taken, but Jordan's hand in mine steadied me. Later, under the arbor, he pulled me into a dance, oblivious to stares. "They're jealous," he murmured, breath warm against my ear. "Because we found what they haven't." We swayed to an old indie tune, his body fitting mine like a missing piece, and for a moment, the past dissolved. But tension peaked when my dad pulled me aside, his face etched with concern. "Son, it's a big change. You sure?" I nodded, throat tight. "Daughter, it's not change. It's clarity." He clapped my shoulder, gruff affection in his eyes. "Then bring him around more. Family's family." The drive back to Seattle was cathartic, windows down, wind whipping our hair as we belted Springsteen. Jordan's hand on my knee felt like promise. The road ahead curving toward unknowns we'd face hand in hand. Fall crept in, with amber leaves carpeting the streets. Our one-year anniversary, marked by a weekend getaway to the San Juan Islands. We ferried over, bikes strapped to the car, exploring forested trails and hidden coves. In a driftwood-strewn beach shack we rented, candlelight flickered as we cooked paella, his abuela's recipe, adapted with Seattle salmon. To us, he toasted, glasses clinking, eyes shimmering. Dinner led to the rug by the fireplace, clothes shed like old skins, our love making a symphony of sighs and shared breaths, bodies speaking the love words sometimes fumbled. Yet even paradise held thorns. A storm rolled in overnight, wind howling, power flickering. Huddled under quilts, Jordan confessed deeper fears. What if we drift? Jobs take us apart. I traced his jaw, mirroring that first touch. Then we fight to stay close. Like always. Thunder crashed, but his kiss silenced doubts, reaffirming our tether. Back in the city, life accelerated. I scored a full-time gig at a design firm in South Lake Union. Jordan advanced to assistant coach. But homophobia lurked, graffiti on our building, slurs muttered on the bus. One night, walking home from a bar in Belltown, two guys harassed us. Fags holding hands? Gross. Jordan tensed, but I squeezed his hand tighter. "Ignore them," I said, but inside, rage simmered. It boiled over the next day when Jordan confronted a similar bigot at practice, a parent snide comment about role models. He quit on the spot, storming home in tears. "I can't keep proving myself," he raged, pacing our living room. I pulled him into an embrace, holding firm as sobs racked him. "You're enough. For me, for those kids who need to see it." We spent the evening planning, volunteering at an LGBTQ youth center, channeling pain into purpose. Winter holidays tested us anew. Jordan's family invited us to Tacoma for Christmas, an olive branch wrapped in caution. The drive south was tense, his knuckles white on the wheel. His parents' home was warm with tamales and luminarias, but dinner crackled with undercurrents. His dad, Miguel, eyed me warily over eggnog. "You make him happy?" Jordan jumped in, more than anyone ever could. A beat, then Miguel nodded. "Good. That's all that matters." Abuela pulled Jordan aside later, rosary beads clicking. "Amor yes, amor, mijo. Just be true." Tears streamed as he hugged her, the weight lifting. My own family gathering in Portland was lighter. Mom fussing over Jordan's plate, Dad sharing dad jokes that drew his reluctant laughs. New Year's Eve, we watched fireworks over the Space Needle from our roof, champagne bubbling. To unthinkable beginnings, I toasted, pulling him close. His kiss was fireworks of its own, promising tomorrows. But spring unearthed berry drama. An ex of Jordan's from high school, Carlos, resurfaced via social media, drunk dialing at 2 a.m. You left me for this? A white boy. Jealousy flared, accusations flying in the dim light. Is he why you hid so long? I accused, hurt lashing out. Jordan recoiled. No. Your eyes stopped. We slept apart that night, the bed vast and cold. Morning brought coffee and contrition. Carlos was a mistake, a closet fling, Jordan explained, voice raw. You're home. Forgiveness came in touches, rebuilding trust brick by tentative brick. Summer circled back, our second anniversary at the same beach. This time, no fears, only certainty. As waves whispered, Jordan knelt, ring glinting. Marry me, Alex. Let's make forever official. Tears blurred my yes, our embrace sealing it against the tide. In that moment, the fitting room's echo faded to memory, replaced by enduring love's hum, a testament that from unthinkable acts spring the deepest truths. 2 years blurred into a whirlwind of engagements and upheavals. Jordan's proposal ring a constant weight on my finger, a talisman against the tempests life hurled our way. We dove into wedding planning with the fervor of converts, venue hunts in the Cascades, tastings for fusion cuisine blending his family's moles with my Pacific Northwest seafood boils. But beneath the Pinterest boards and RSVPs, tension coiled like spring. Jordan's promotion to head coach meant longer hours, his commute across the floating bridge a daily grind that left him drained, snapping at small things, a forgotten grocery item, my late nights debugging client logos. You're pulling away, I accused one rainy April evening, our argument echoing off kitchen tiles slick with argument's residue. He rubbed his temples, exhaustion carving lines around his eyes. It's work, Alex, not us. But doubt festered, whispers of what if, echoing the isolation we'd fought so hard to escape. Salvation came in fragments. Surprise date nights at the Chihuly Garden, glass sculptures glowing like our rekindled sparks. Therapy sessions where we unpacked baggage, learning to communicate beyond kisses. Romance reasserted itself in quiet ways. Notes tucked into lunch bags, his jersey draped over my chair during games, a public claim that turned heads but filled my chest with pride. Yet external gales gathered. National headlines screamed about rolling back marriage equality protections, protests clashing in D.C., ripples hitting Seattle's progressive shores. At a pride rally in Capitol Hill, we marched hand in hand, signs aloft, love wins, fight for it. But counter-protesters hurled epithets, a bottle shattering near our feet. Jordan shielded me instinctively, his body a barrier, but the fear lingered, seeding nightmares of loss. Worse was the personal blow. Jordan's abuela passed in June, her rosary clutched in his palm at the funeral in Tacoma. The church overflowed with mourners, her casket draped in marigolds, but Jordan's grief was a private sea, waves crashing and silent sobs beside me. She accepted us, he whispered during the eulogy, voice fracturing. What, that's gone now? I held him through the reception, his family's tentative warmth a fragile bridge over sorrow's chasm. We scattered her ashes at Dash Point, the sound waves carrying her home. In the afterglow of sunset, Jordan turned to me, eyes red-rimmed, but resolute. She wants us happy. Let's elope. Screw the big wedding. Tempting, but I shook my head. No, we deserve the celebration. All of it. Fall brought a silver lining. My design firm expanded, landing a contract for Seattle's new LGBTQ center. I poured heart into the branding. Vibrant murals evoking fitting room sparks, symbolizing hidden flames igniting. Jordan volunteered there, coaching a queer youth team, his energy returning as he mentored teens mirroring our younger selves. You're changing lives, I told him one night, pride swelling as we reviewed game footage on the couch. Intimacy deepened too, our bodies' language evolving, exploring kinks with trust safety net, blindfolds, and whispers heightening senses. One stormy weekend, power out, we lit candles, his touch mapping me anew, gasps mingling with thunder. I can't imagine without you, he breathed post-climax, our sweat-slicked forms entwined. But December delivered the gut punch. Jordan's dad, post-heart scare, demanded a family summit. Fix this, or lose us. The dinner in their Tacoma dining room was a minefield, tension thick as the proposal steaming between us. Miguel's gaze bored into me. You turn my son? Jordan slammed his fist. No one turns anyone, Dad. I was always this. Voices rose, plates clattering, until Maria intervened, her calm voice slicing through. Papa, remember Tia Rosa? She loved fiercely too. A hush fell, Miguel's shoulders slumping. I just fear for you. The world's cruel. Jordan softened. We know, but love's our armor. Tears fell as Miguel extended a hand to me. Welcome, son. Not perfect, but a start. Humanity's messy grace. Wedding day dawned in July, the Cascades meadows blooming riotous under blue skies. Vows exchanged under an arch of wildflowers, Jordan's eyes locked on mine. From unthinkable to unbreakable, you're my everything. Our kiss drew cheers, confetti swirling like joy's confetti. Honeymoon in Hawaii was paradise reclaimed. Black sand beaches, hikes to waterfalls where we swam naked, bodies glistening. Romance peaked in a cliffside cabana, his lovemaking tender then torrid, waves crashing in rhythm. Forever starts now, he murmured, ring glinting. Back home, life settled into merry cadence. But drama lingered in subtler forms. Fertility talks as adoption dreams surfaced, societal judgments on non-traditional families. We attended support groups, sharing stories that bonded us tighter. One crisp autumn night, walking Cary Park with the skyline aglow, Jordan stopped, hand on my belly, imaginative, hopeful. Our kid would have your eyes, my fire. Laughter bubbled, but tears pricked the fight ahead. Yet in each other's gaze, we saw victory. Not absence of storm, but strength to weather it. That fitting room touch. It birthed this, a life of profound, hard-won love, proving humanity's deepest value. To love boldly, flaws and all. 3 years into marriage, the rhythm of our life in Seattle had evolved into a symphony with occasional discordant notes, each one a reminder of the fragility we'd learned to cherish. Jordan's coaching career flourished. He'd taken the high school varsity team to state semifinals, his sideline passion a beacon for players grappling with their own identities. I thrived at the firm, heading a team that designed campaigns for queer nonprofits, my work a canvas for the emotions we'd poured into our story. Our apartment, now upgraded to a cozy queen and row house with a view of the Olympics, bore marks of us. Framed sketches of his soccer poses, a marigold wreath from Abuela's garden, photos of pride parades where we danced unashamed. But beneath the stability, a quiet ache pulsed, our dream of family. Adoption paperwork loomed like a mountain, interviews with agencies probing our fitness as gay dads. They look at us like experiments. Jordan vented after a particularly grilling session, collapsing onto the couch with a beer. His frustration mirrored mine. The system's bias is a fresh wound on old scars. We'll beat it, I assured, massaging his shoulders, feeling knots born of battles past. That night, comfort turned carnal, his body yielding under my hands. Moans a release of pent-up fury. Lovemaking became our ritual rebellion, reclaiming agency in sweat and sighs. Spring brought unexpected tension. A transfer offer for me to the firm's Portland office, a promotion with better pay, but pulling us from Seattle's embrace. Jordan's face fell over dinner at Canlis, the city's lights twinkling below like hesitant stars. It's your dream, he said, fork tracing patterns in a salmon. But uprooting, again. We waited for weeks, pros of fresh starts, cons of leaving his team, our community. Arguments flared. You're choosing career over us, he'd accuse, hurt lacing his tone. And you're scared of change, I'd retort, regret immediate. Resolution came during a hike in the Issaquah Alps, wildflowers nodding in breeze. Midway up, breathless, he turned. Stay? Or go together? But not apart. Tears mixed with sweat as we embraced, the path ahead clear. We'd negotiate remote work, blending ambition with anchor. Summer sizzled with triumph, the adoption match. Little Elias, a 4-year-old with wide brown eyes and a gap-toothed grin, entered our lives via a rainy afternoon pickup from his foster home in Everett. His first night, Jordan read him stories in a voice soft as dawn, while I built forts from couch cushions. Elias's questions tumbled out. Why 2 dads? We'd answer honestly, simply, because love comes in all shapes. But doubt crept. Nights when his nightmares woke us, cries echoing old abandonments. Am I enough? Jordan whispered 1:03 a.m., rocking our son. More than, I replied, kissing his temple, our family a triad now unbreakable. Yet drama shadowed joy. Elias's bio mom resurfaced, petitioning for visitation, her instability a threat. Court dates loomed, lawyers' fees draining savings. Jordan paced during waits, his coach's calm fracturing. What if we lose him? Fear clawed my throat too, but I channeled it into advocacy, designing awareness graphics for foster reform. The hearing was a gauntlet, judge's gavel echoing like fate's decree. Her tearful testimony twisted knives, but our social worker's report shone. Stable home, boundless love. Relief flooded as we won primary custody, Elias's small hand and ours on the courthouse steps. Home, he said, and our hearts swelled. Fall deep in bonds. Elias started kindergarten, his backpack comically large, Jordan tearing up at drop-off. Family expanded. Thanksgiving in Tacoma now included Miguel's barbecues. His gruff, proud of you, boys a milestone. My parents hosted Hanukkah, Elias lighting candles with wonder, blending traditions into our mosaic. Romance, though stretched, endured. Date nights squeezed between parent-teacher conferences. Stolen hours of the Museum of Pop Culture, his hand in mine amid Bowie exhibits, evoking our college ghosts. Intimacy adapted. Quick showers turning steamy, his touch a spark amid diaper changes. One anniversary, babysitter secured. We recaptured the islands, Elias with Maria. In our bed, uninhibited, he whispered kinks we'd shelved, blindfolds heightening every graze, climax a cathartic roar. Winter tested resilience. A scandal rocked Jordan's school. A teammate outed, bullying ensuing. He rallied the team in assembly, voice steady. Differences make us stronger. Be allies or be silent. Backlash came, anonymous threats, admin pressure to tone down. Resign, I urged, fear for his safety paramount. No, he defied. This is why we fight. Support poured in, community petitions, Elias's crayon drawing, daddy hero. The board backed him, the kid thriving under his wing. Pride swelled, our love's value etched deeper. Not just survival, but shaping safer worlds. Spring bloomed with Elias's birthday party in Discovery Park, kites soaring as he chased siblings. Watching Jordan lift him high, laughter pealing, I marveled at our journey, from fitting room shock to this tapestry. But June unearthed buried tension. Carlos reappeared, now reformed, seeking friendship at an alumni mixer. Jealousy flared anew, old wounds reopening over beers. He's history, Jordan insisted, but my insecurities barked. Home, words warred, trust me, or we crumble. Dawn brought clarity, therapy homework, vulnerability exercises, bearing souls till barriers crumbled. Resolution in a weekend retreat to Leavenworth, Bavarian village Charmabalm. Amid beer gardens, he knelt anew. Not proposal, but recommitment. I choose you every day. Our lovemaking under chalet rafters was fervent, healing, bodies affirming vows. Summer closed our chapter with Elias's adoption finalization. A picnic at Gasworks Park, documents signed amid ruins reclaimed as playground. Family forever, Jordan toasted, Elias giggling bubbles. In that circle, the unthinkable touch echoed as origin story. A spark igniting not destruction, but a legacy of love's defiant humanism. 5 years married, and our life in the Queen and Row House had woven into a rich tapestry, threads of chaos and calm interlacing like the city's ever-shifting weather. Elias, now 8, was a whirlwind of curiosity, soccer cleats muddying floors, questions about stars filling dinner tables. Jordan balanced head coaching with dad duties, his evenings a blur of drills and bedtime stories, while I consulted for national queer orgs, traveling sporadically but always returning to their welcomes. Elias's tackle hugs, Jordan's lingering kisses tasting of home. Yet beneath the fullness, a subtle drift tugged. Jordan's late practices clashing with my deadlines, date nights postponed to someday. Resentment simmered low, bubbling in snippy texts. Pick up milk? Unanswered till midnight. We're roommates now, I joked bitterly one night, but his wince cut deep. We reignited with intention. Weekly rituals. Sunrise yoga on the deck, his body flowing beside mine. Sweat-slick skin a prelude to porch lovemaking as dawn broke. Summer storm hit literally. A microburst felled our backyard oak, branches crashing like judgment. Cleanup bonded us, saws whirring, Elias helping with toy tools, but unearthed a letter in the roots tangle, addressed to Jordan from years ago. Carlos's handwriting. I still love you. Run away with me. My stomach dropped, handing it over silently. Jordan's face paled. Ancient history. He sent it post-breakup before us. But trust fractured, accusations flying. Why keep it? I forgot. You think I'd hide this? Therapy became lifeline again. Sessions dissecting jealousy's roots. My fear of inadequacy, his guilt over past closets. Homework, daily affirmations, whispered in morning light. You're my choice. Healing came slow, but intimate. Exploratory nights with toys, his submission a gift of trust, my dominance gentle, gasps forging new bonds. Fall brought professional whirlwinds. Jordan's team clinched regionals, parade down Aurora Avenue, with Elias waving from the float. My TEDx talk on queer design went viral. Invites flooding, but exhaustion mounted, a persistent cough I dismissed as allergies worsening to pneumonia. Hospital lights harsh, IVs cold, Jordan's vigil on my bedside anchor. Don't scare me like that, he choked, kissing my knuckles raw. Elias drew get well cards, stick figures of us whole. Recovery stretched weeks, forcing slowdown. Jordan took leave, cooking bone broth, reading to me from our old sci-fi stack. Vulnerability peaked one fever dream night. Without you, I'm adrift, he confessed, tears salting my skin. Same, I rasped, pulling him close, our embrace a fever all its own. Slow, healing touches evolving to passion's fire, bodies reaffirming life's fragility. Winter deepened with Elias's school play, him as a tree in the giving tree, Jordan filming teary-eyed. But shadows loomed. Miguel's cancer diagnosis, stage 3, the call shattering Christmas Eve. Tacoma trips intensified, chemo chairs witnesses to halting talks, Jordan's hand in his dad's, mine offering quiet support. You gave me grandkids. Miguel rasped one visit, eyes on Elias. Worth every fight. Passing in February, under hospice care, his last words, love big, sons. Funeral rain lashed, but eulogies glowed. Jordan's tribute a masterpiece of grace. Grief hollowed us, Elias asking, why sad forever? We explained in hugs. Sad mixes with happy, like ice cream with sprinkles. Therapy for the trio helped. Playdates with rainbow families, normalizing loss. Spring thawed with renewal. Jordan launching a memorial scholarship for queer athletes. Applications pouring. I curated an exhibit at the center. Miguel's photo amid stories of resilience. Romance bloomed tentative. Picnics at Green Lake, his fingers tracing my scars. Whispers of desire amid duck quacks. But June ignited crisis. A parent's complaint against Jordan's inclusivity talks. School board investigation threatening his job. Petitions rallied. Thousands signing. Alumni testimonies flooding. But hearings dragged. Stress etching Jordan's face. If I lose this, he trailed pacing. You won't. You're too damn good. I countered, channeling fury into advocacy graphics. Climax in the boardroom. Jordan's defense passionate, voice cracking on personal anecdotes, from fitting room epiphany to fatherhood. Silence, then applause, cleared, commended even. Celebration at home. Elias's confetti cannon, our lovemaking euphoric, his body arching under mine, cries echoing victory. Summer sailed smooth, family camping in the Olympics, tents pitched, stars wheeling overhead. Elias caught his first fish, Jordan's whoop pure joy. Around the fire, stories swapped. Our origin tales sanitized for tiny ears, but later, in sleeping bag closeness, Jordan murmured full truth. That touch changed everything. Mine replied in caresses, slow builds to shattering unity. Fall circled with Elias's science fair win. A volcano model erupting red as our passion. But whispers of expansion stirred. Fostering a teen, maybe. Discussions deepened. Fears aired. Can we handle more? Yet excitement won, application submitted. Winter closed with Miguel's first anniversary. Lanterns lit at the sound. Elias releasing one, to Grandpa. In the glow, Jordan pulled me aside. We're building something beautiful. Kiss sealed it, snowflakes melting on lashes. Our decade's mark approached, the unthinkable evolved. Not forgotten, but foundation. Drama's arcs taught. Love's not static, but a verb. Fought for, cherished, shared. In touches exchanged, we embodied humanism's core. Connection conquering chaos. A decade from that fitting room spark. Our lives in Seattle had layered like the city's fog. Dense, enveloping, occasionally lifting to reveal vistas breathtaking in their scope. Elias, 12 now, navigated middle school with Jordan's athletic grace and my artistic bent. His sketchbook filled with fantastical beasts inspired by our bedtime tales. The row house brimmed, walls galleried with his awards, Jordan's championship banners, my exhibit posters. We'd fostered Mia, a 15-year-old trans girl. Her arrival a whirlwind of hormone blockers and heartfelt talks. Our family expanding to quartet harmonies. But harmony faltered under strains unseen. Jordan's burnout crept. Chronic coaching demands clashing with Mia's therapy runs, Elias's travel soccer. I launched my own studio, clients demanding, travels to conferences, leaving home stretched thin. Resentment brewed in silences. His sigh in my suitcase, my eye roll at his game highlights. We're surviving, not living. I confronted overcooling paella, voices rising till Mia retreated, headphones on. Guilt crashed, apologies tumbling in hallway whispers. I miss us. Recommitment sparked a sabbatical. 2 weeks off-grid in the Hoh rainforest, tent under ancient cedars dripping mist. No signals, just us four. Hikes where Elias named ferns. Mia opened about dreams of art school. Nights by fire, Jordan's stories wove magic, his hand finding mine across flames. Alone time stolen in mossy glades, his kiss urgent, bodies pressing against bark, nature's chorus amplifying gasps. Still can't forget that touch, he breathed, fingers echoing memory. Lovemaking raw, reconnecting souls adrift. Return brought clarity, boundaries redrawn, date nights non-negotiable. Romance flourished, surprise tickets to a Tame Impala concert, his body swaying against mine in the crowd. Post-show hotel, tryst fervent with strangers' anonymity. Fall drama brewed internally. Elias's first crush, a boy from debate club, confession stammered over breakfast. Like you and Dad, heart swelled, but fears mirrored ours, bullying risks. Jordan coached gently, own it but wisely. We hosted a family meeting, Mia sharing her coming out scars, normalizing navigation. Pride swelled as Elias held hands at the fall fair, our protective shadows near. Yet external tempests raged. National elections swung conservative, rights eroded, trans healthcare bans hitting Mia hard, her dysphoria deepening. Protests surged, we marching with signs, protect our youth. Jordan spoke at rallies, voice thunder. These kids are future, not pawns. Backlash scorched, hate mail, slashed tires. Fear gripped nights, Elias asking, will they take Mia? Hugs answered, not on our watch. Advocacy amplified. My studio donated designs for campaigns. Jordan's team wore rainbow pins in solidarity. Mia testified remotely for policy change. Her poise fierce, our living room, cheers echoing. Winter, tested metal. A blizzard stranded us. Power out. Board games by lantern light bonding anew. But Mia's bio, family surfaced. Abusive kin seeking custody leverage. Legal battles ensued. Affidavits detailing horrors. Our home study gleaming. Court was crucible. Her mother's crocodile tears versus Mia's steady. Here, I'm seen. Victory, bittersweet. Hugs in the hall, dissolving tension. Spring bloomed, resilient. Elias's bar mitzvah, blending my heritage with Jordan's Catholicism. Gathered kin. Miguel's siblings toasting, my folks beaming. Vows renewed in ceremonies glow. Jordan's whisper, still my best friend. But June unearthed, personal quake. Fertility clinic mix-up revealed I carried a recessive gene for a rare disorder. Odds low, but shadows long. Panic discussions. Test the kids? Ethicists consulted, decisions agonizing. Jordan held me through sobs. Whatever, we're us. Tests clear, relief washed, but vulnerability lingered. Intimacy tender, his touch a reassurance against unknowns. Summer sailed with vacations. Road trip to Yellowstone, geysers erupting like emotions purged. Mia sketched bison. Elias chased fireflies. Jordan and I stole tent moments. His body familiar yet thrilling. Climax is quiet under stars. Fall deepened with college apps. Mia's portfolio to RISD. Elias's STEM fairs. Jordan's book deal on queer coaching memoirs. Ghoster nights my laptop glowing beside his. Winter wonder. Holiday lights tour. Elias and Mia debating routes. Laughter filling the car. New Year's rooftop with champagne. Jordan's toast. To touches that linger. Lives that endure. Drama's undercurrent. A former colleague outed me in a bitter review. Online trolls swarming. Jordan shielded. Social media blackout. Counterpost from allies. Their noise, he said, pulling me to bed. Love-making defiant. Body's armor against vitriol. Spring closed with Mia's acceptance letter. Tears of joy. Elias's championship win. Trophy hoisted with dad's hugs. In the frenzy, Jordan and I slipped away to our old mall. Pacific Place unchanged. Fitting room, curtain whispering ghosts. Inside, cramped as memory, he kissed me slow. Here we began. Hands roamed. Echoes igniting. Passion contained but profound. Decades wisdom crystallized. Love's drama, not detraction, but depth. Knotting us tighter. Humanistic value and persistence. That touch. Eternal flame. Illuminating paths of empathy, courage, unyielding bond. 15 years post-Spark, our Seattle saga had ripened into legend whispered among friends. The fitting room duo who'd built empires of heart. The row house, now with attic studio for Mia's art. She deferred RISD for a gap year volunteering. Pulsed with teen energy, Elias's garage band jams, her mural splashes. Jordan helmed a nonprofit blending sports and queer youth programs. His book a bestseller spawning podcasts. My studio mentored emerging BIPOC designers, awards lining shelves like badges of battles won. But age's subtle siege arrived. Jordan's knee from old soccer tweaks aching in damp chills, my vision blurring over screens, prompting glasses that sparked his teasing. Sexy professor vibes. Laughter bridged gaps, but deeper drifts loomed. Empty nest whispers as kids eyed futures. What then? Jordan mused over anniversary wine at Ray's Boathouse, sound glittering. Us evolved, yet fear nipped. Irrelevance, lost purpose. Summer salve. Family reunion in Baja. His extended kin hosting on Ensenada cliffs. Waves crashed as well as grilled fish. Cousins quizzed Elias on quantum dreams. Mia bonded over tattoos. Nights, Jordan and I walked beaches, barefoot in surf, his hand calloused yet tender. Remember Seattle rain? Lovemaking in casita. Urgent as youth, his body yielding to mine, gasps mingling with ocean roar. Fall tension crested. Elias's scholarship to MIT. Departure looming. Pride warred with grief. Packing boxes a ritual of tears and toasts. Boston's not forever, he promised. Hug fierce. Mia's decision to transfer mid-year added whirl. Her relationship with a non-binary artist fracturing under distant strains. Heartbreak talks till dawn. Jordan's wisdom. Love teaches, even in goodbye. External gale. Non-profit funding cuts. Jordan's layoffs, threatening programs. Board meetings brutal. His passion clashing with suits. These kids need this. I rallied donors via gala designs. Black tie event at the center raising records. Speech climax. Jordan's raw recount. From closet to coach. Donations surged. Jobs saved. Winter wrapped in transitions. Elias's going away barbecue. Bonfire stories of our origins PG-rated. Airport drop-off. His way from security a pang, but FaceTimes bridged miles. Mia's healing hike in the enchantments. Us three journaling by alpine lakes. Her sketches cathartic. Spring bloomed with Jordan's knee surgery. Mia's nurse, crutches clattering, sponge baths turning playful, his winds to moan seamless. Recovery walks in volunteer park, cherry blossoms shedding like old skins. Aging together, he quipped, cane twirling. But June drama detonated. Anonymous leak of old fitting room scandal photo, blurry from that party years back, circulated by a disgruntled ex-colleague. Online inferno, trolls dredging past, media sniffing expose. Jordan's face ashen over coffee. After all this, rage boiled, but he chose grace. Public statement that Unthinkable was my awakening. Grateful every day. Support tsunami. Alumni, celebs amplifying. I designed rebuttal graphics, viral vines of our wedding dance. Elias texted from dorm, "Dads, your icons." Mia inked a phoenix tattoo on his calf, rebirth symbol. Resolution in therapy circle, processing violations echo, reclaiming narrative. Intimacy post-storm electric, bondage play with silk ties, his trust absolute, my control loving, release a purge. Summer steadied. Elias's summer internship home, family kayaking on the sound, paddles sinking like heartbeats. Mia's new beau, a poet, vetted over dinners, her glow infectious. Fall whispered legacies. Jordan's TED Talk, stage lights on his story, applause thundering. My exhibit touring, touches that linger theme drawing tears. Winter Wonderland. Holidays hybrid. Zoom toasts with Elias. In-person feasts with Mia's crew. New Year's, empty nesters now. We dance slow in kitchen. His whisper. Best decision ever. Drama's final arc. Health scare. My routine scans spotting irregularity. Biopsy pending. Waiting rooms blurred. Jordan's grip vice. Benign. Relief tsunami. But lesson etched. Sees now. Spring sealed with vow renewal. Intimate. Beach at Golden Gardens. Elias officiating via video. Mia scattering petals. Vows raw. From shock to soulmate. I choose you eternally. Years tapestry complete. The touch unforgettable not for scandal, but salvation. Igniting lives of drama's depth. Romance's fire. Humanism's triumph. Love as revolution. Enduring. Transformative.